Hi, you're all very welcome to this short video explaining the full yogic breath. So during the full yogic breath, we breathe into the lower lobes of the lungs, the belly, extend the breath up into the middle area of the lungs, the rib cage, and then bring the breath up to our upper lobes of the lungs, into the chest. We're breathing in and out through the nose. We're breathing slow and low into the body and gently bringing the breath up from the belly, ribs, and chest. This is opening and expanding our lungs. It helps us to strengthen our respiratory system, keeping the tissues of the lungs supple and healthy, which helps to support healthy lungs in preventing viruses and bacteria getting into the lungs. So it just keeps our respiratory system stronger. It also helps to balance the nervous system. So the lower lobes of the lungs are connected to our rest and digest response, and the upper lobes of the lungs are connected to our fight or flight response. So you may notice, if you're quite nervous or anxious at times, that your breath will be up in the chest, upper chest breathing. And we can quickly change this by breathing slower and lower down into the lower lobes of the lungs. So here we're just going to be opening up and balancing the respiratory system. I'm going to guide you through breathing into each part of the body first before going into a little practice. I'd like for you to sit nice and comfortable. You can sit cross-legged, or even if you're on a chair, if sitting on the floor doesn't suit, that's also okay. The most important thing is that we sit with a nice straight spine. We add some length to the back of the neck, so just almost imagining that there's a string pulling the crown of our head up to the ceiling. Keeping the shoulders nice and relaxed, and even placing the hands just palms down onto the knees. And as we breathe in and out through the nose now, just allowing our breath to settle, finding our breath in our body. Take a moment to connect to your breath now. Breathing in and out through the nose. And just take a moment to really feel where the breath is flowing in the body. You may notice it opening and expanding underneath your collarbones in the chest. Or you may notice the breath traveling down further around by your diaphragm or belly area. You may notice other parts of the body opening and expanding, the lower back or back ribs perhaps. Just connecting to your breath. I invite you now to place a hand just over your belly, above the navel, below the ribs. Connecting to your breath here. On your next inhale, take a nice slow breath in through your nose, slowly bringing the breath down towards where your hand is. Feel the belly rising here, hand rising with it. And on the exhale, feeling the belly soften, hand drawing back in towards the spine. Inhaling down towards the belly, feeling a little bit of resistance perhaps as you press your hand against your belly, feeling that belly rise. Exhaling, feeling the hand soften and sink back towards the spine. So we're just isolating the breath here into the lower belly area. Or should I say more so the lower rib diaphragm area. Breathing in, hand rises. Breathing out, feeling the hand sinking back towards the spine. Taking another breath here. Wonderful. Continue breathing like this, focusing your breath into your lower belly. I invite you to move the hands though, bringing the hands now up to your ribs. placing your fingers on the front ribs, and if you can, place the thumbs on your back ribs. So it's almost like, I always imagine these crab claw type hands around your torso. So when we engage the diaphragm here, and we're breathing more so into our ribs, we're going to feel our ribs laterally flaring outwards on the inhale. So when we breathe in, we'll feel this expansion of the side body. And when we exhale then, we'll feel the hands drawing back in again. If you feel some of the motion in your thumbs or in the back rib area, this is a really good sign that you're using your diaphragm. You're activating your diaphragm, which is your primary breathing muscle. It's really important to activate this for healthy breathing. So I'm going to guide you now. We're going to be breathing nose slow and low down towards the belly, and gradually on our slow inhale, it's almost like we're filling up, imagining your lungs like a jug of water, except you're going to fill them up with air. So it's like a jug of air almost. So we're going to breathe from the belly all the way up to the lungs. So we'll feel the belly rise, hands expand laterally. On the exhale, hands contracting, the belly softening. So again, let's give it a go. Relaxing the body, hands in place. Just breathing in and out simply through your nose, just connecting to the breath first. Inhaling and exhaling. On our next inhale now, through the nose, breathing in nice, slow and low, direct the air down towards your belly area. Feel the belly inflating. Bringing the breath up slowly, feel the ribcage opening, hands expanding laterally. Exhaling, feeling the hands softening, belly sinking back towards the spine. Inhaling into the belly, filling up to the ribs, feeling the hands laterally expanding. Exhaling, feeling the hands drawing back in again, belly sinking in towards the spine. Again, nice, slow, deep breath in. Gradually filling the belly, expanding up into the ribs. And exhaling. So we're isolating the breath into the belly and the ribcage area at the moment. Inhaling. And exhaling. Inhaling. Notice if you feel your ribs opening up in between your fingers, or even noticing if your thumbs feel it on the back body. Exhaling, feeling everything soften, belly soften in towards the spine. Beautiful. So now we're going to place one hand on the belly again, just above the navel and just below that kind of V shape of the ribs. We're going to place a hand on the chest. So now we're going to do the full yogic breath. So again, we're going to be breathing nose slow and low into the body, filling up firstly the lower part of the lungs, bringing the breath up, feeling our ribs expanding, and then bringing the breath up into our chest. So a little note here, we're not trying to overinflate the lungs here. So we're breathing slow and deep, but we're not breathing big. So all we want to do here is feel a slight little movement in the upper intercostal muscles of the chest. These muscles are woven a little bit more tightly together than those in the ribs. So we won't feel as much movement here. Depending on how much tension we also have in our physical bodies, you may notice an opening sensation in the neck or the shoulder area. And this is just the body kind of opening and expanding here. I always find that this practice is really good for releasing stuck emotions in the upper chest body area as well. So we're breathing in, imagining breathing in so that your lungs are 85–90% full. Hand on the belly, hand on the chest, relaxing the shoulders, spine nice and straight. Again, take a couple of breaths here, in and out through the nose. Nose slow and low, just connecting to the breath. And on your next inhale, we'll begin. As we inhale slowly through the nose, feel the lower hand rising as you fill the belly. Feel the ribs expanding laterally as you bring the breath up to your middle lungs. And very gently just feeling that heart center, chest opening as you bring the air into the upper lobes of the lungs. On the exhale, release firstly from the chest, feeling the chest soften, then the ribs soften, then the belly soften. Inhaling, filling the belly, feeling the rib cage open, slowly bringing the breath into the chest. Exhaling from the chest, from the ribs, and from the belly. Breathing into the belly, rib cage, and chest. Releasing the breath slowly from the chest, from the ribs, from the belly. Inhaling, belly, rib cage, chest. Exhaling from the chest, from the rib cage, from the belly. Continue breathing like this at your own pace. Feeling the breath as it connects to each part of the body on the inhale, and feeling the difference as it leaves each part of the body on the exhale. Keeping the breath in and out through the nose, slow and low. Bringing it gently all the way up to the chest, feeling the lungs open and expand, and exhaling, feeling the lungs soften as the breath leaves the body. Inhaling, belly, rib cage, and chest. And exhaling from the chest, rib cage, and belly. Just bringing the hands back down to the knees. Soft breaths in and out of the body now. Letting go of the full yogic breath. Just taking a moment to come to stillness. Feeling any subtle differences in the body. Noticing any subtle differences in the mind. As always, being the kind observer of the self. Remembering that our breath is our teacher. Namaste.